I didn't even know that.
Imagine, hypothetically, this could happen a lot, right? Imagine someone plants the bomb right there, behind the thing, and they're holding it. They're holding on the bomb site. I can go like this, pull up my gun, and headshot them if they try and peek out. It's like throwing a nade. So I didn't realize, like, this is really, really good for just like zoning people. What exactly is counter strafing? All right, so counter strafing is where, just so you guys know, there's 3 different ways of moving in this game. There's crouching, where your crosshair is like really accurate. There's walking, where it's a little less accurate, and then there's running. And you see how inaccurate my shot is? Well, counter strafing is where you're running around the corner. Like, right, I'm running around the corner, but as soon as I go to shoot, I hit the opposite direction. So I'm sprinting to the right, shoot, hit left, shoot, move left, shoot, move left, shoot, move left, shoot, move left. So you're like canceling all your momentum by going the opposite direction, and your shot is completely accurate. So if someone is, for example, this is really, really important. If someone is holding this angle right here, like this, and he's ready for me to peek, it's much, much, much easier for him to shoot and kill me if I'm walking around the corner like this. But if I wide swing fast and then counter strafe, it's way harder for him to shoot me when I'm over here moving quick than it is for him to slowly, you know, for me to slowly walk around the corner and him predict me at this perfect angle. So when you're peeking corners in this game, counter strafing is one of the #1 things you can learn. It's seriously, it's so important. Because you don't want to be a person that always just does this around corners. Like, you don't want to just walk around corners like this. Like, sprinting around corner is really, really important because you can move a lot quicker. It makes it a lot harder for people to hit you. But you got to learn how to counter strafe so you can hit your first shot. You could also, like, add crouching into it. You see how, like, I'm sprinting around the corner, but all of my shots are all hitting right there? I can even do it without crouching. So if that was someone's head, even though I'm moving faster on the corner, it's still really accurate. So this is like some decent practice that you guys can do. If you do want to practice on your own, what you should do is, like, especially if you want to practice counter strafing, just go around the maps and go to spots that are high playable spots. So this spot right here is very playable, right? Like, everyone starts at the beginning on defense here, and everyone on attack plays here. And what you can do is you just pick something. So, like, pick like that edge right there, like that bullet spot. So you can practice your counter strafing. When you go around the corner, just try and hit that every time. Like, practice like that's someone's head. You can do the opposite. So, like, just randomly on the map, be like, all right, so I'm gonna shoot the left side of that frog's eye. That's what I want to hit. That's someone's head. So I'm counter strafing around the map. I'm gonna try and hit that every time. You can even, like, change your crosshair movement, but you always have that one spot you want to shoot at. So you can, like, do it up here. Let's just say hypothetically you're on attack, because you're going to be running into these situations a lot. If you're on attack, you want to peek this corner. Let's say that white little sign right there is someone's head. So you just want to practice, like, it also helps you learn the maps a lot. All the bullets went right there. See? Really good for practice. Who would stand there? It's not about who would stand there. It's about, like, you just picking a spot to aim at that you want to consistently shoot at. So, like, someone would stand right... someone could stand right here. I mean, someone would stand here. This is definitely a playable spot. When you're on defense, you have a couple different angles. On height, you can keep peeking like this. Shooting this little, like, sign is just like a spot for you to aim. Like, really, you'd be shooting right here, but, you know, it's just a spot that is not a person that you can aim at. That's probably, I think, if I were to give tips, like 2 very important tips to people in Valorant that are new to the game or just not very good, it's learn crosshair placement and it's learn counter strafing. Very, very important. Those two things. And what I mean by crosshair placement is whenever you watch a new player, what do they do when they run around, chat? They go like this. They walk around the corner and they're like this. So like crosshair placement, what I'm talking to you, what I mean by this is always have your crosshair up at head level in a spot that you predict someone will be at. So when you're walking around the corner, just be like this. You know, upper level. You see how like my crosshair is constantly at a spot where I think they might be? Like always assume someone is where you're about to look. That's one of the biggest thing. Another thing where I talked about is counter strafing. That's when you're sprinting to the side, and if you want your crosshair to be accurate, you just strafe the opposite direction and stop. So it's like I'm moving to the right, I'm sprinting. I'm holding D to move to the right. If I want to stop and get my crosshair to shoot accurate, I'm just going to let go of D and I'm going to hit A. See? This is so I can peek a corner really quickly instead of going like this. Like this is really slow. This makes it a lot easier for someone to hit me. That's another thing. That's probably the third most important thing, is controlling your spray. So the best thing you can do for this, for practicing, is just, you know, pick a wall, take your hand off the keyboard, don't move the mouse, and shoot the gun. You see how the Valorant or the Vandal shoots? It starts here, it goes up, then it goes left, then it goes right, then it goes left, then it goes right, then it goes left, then it goes right. That's the pattern. So what you want to do typically is you want to have your crosshair at head level, and then you pull down a little bit, and then after you shoot that much, you usually just let go. Like, you know, let's be real, you can't really control a left-right spray that accurate. Maybe you can get good enough to control it, maybe I'm just shitty, but I usually just control as much as possible to get that many shots off. So it's pretty easy, to be honest. You usually just pull down. For the most part, you just pull down. Maybe a little bit to the right. Let's see. Okay, so you pull down a little bit to the right. Because the first thing your spray does is it goes upward left. So if you pull down and then aim a little right, the shots that are supposed to go left, since you're pulling right, it'll still go center. So pull down a little bit, then pull a little bit to the right, and then stop shooting or whatever. If you have to keep shooting, then you keep pulling to the left. But it's hard to, if you overcompensate, if your shot starts going left and you're pulling left, then you're gonna go like this. You're gonna go like that, because if it's going left already, then you pull left again, it's gonna be like that. It's all about countering the recoil control or spray pattern. I mean, do we crouch spray or does that matter? That's one of the things I'm not too sure, because like I didn't play CS. This is all information that I'm just picking up as I go, which is very important still. But I think crouch shooting is good, and I was told that crouch shooting it happens a lot, but I don't think it happens as much as you really think. Crouching is good for getting your crosshair to be your shots to be more accurate, because you're stopping your movement. It slows your movement. And you see, like, watch, let me show you. You see how, you see the black dots around my crosshair, right? That shows the inaccuracy of my shots. So if I'm standing still, this is my crosshair. My shots are pretty accurate. If I'm moving, that's my shots. If I'm crouching, that's my shots. You see how the difference between moving and crouch moving? It's a little bit more accurate. Just a little bit. So it helps a little bit. But I think a problem with crouching is that if, let's say you're fighting someone one-on-one and they go to aim at your body, like most gamers will, let's be real, like most gamers that play this game, they're going to aim at the body, because not everyone is a CSGO pro, not everyone's a Valorant pro, not everyone is insane at this game accuracy-wise. Most people aim for the body. So if you go to crouch, where's their crosshair going to be? If they're aiming at your body and you crouch, they're going to shoot you in the fucking forehead. Is that you can't shoot while running, obviously. So what I was doing was, I was just crouching. As soon as I saw someone, I was just crouching, because when you crouch, it slows your movement. It also makes your shots a little bit more accurate. Because look at the difference between this and this. You see the difference, how much more accurate it is? This is just random bullets. But this, a little bit more accurate. So at the very beginning level, like if you're just getting into the game, hitting crouch can help you a lot. All right, so watch what happens when I'm sprinting. I'm running. And now watch what happens when I'm walking. What was the difference, chat? What was the difference? No sound. Really important. Watch what happens when I walk and I take the zip and then I sprint. So I'm walking, taking the zip, quiet, sprinting, making noise. So you could walk, take it, no noise, and if I sprint while I'm on the zip, it still makes the noise. This is really important because you don't want people to hear you sometimes when you're going up the zip. Let's say they planted the bomb and you're trying to get into A, and there's a guy playing here. Like, you don't want to sprint up the zip and give him the noise because then he's gonna peek and shoot you as you're going up. So you want to go down the zip maybe. Wait. Also, you hear that? That's another important tip. Watch what happens when you walk off the ledge. They can hear that. If anyone's in that room over there or anyone's in that room, they can hear that. So what you can do is you walk, you take the zip down, you let go of it, you take the zip up, you let go of it. I made no noise. But what a lot of people will do is they'll sprint into this room, they'll drop off, that's noise, they'll walk up, they'll sprint up the zip, that's another noise. And also b-hopping, it's, as far as I know, it's only helpful in this game for jumping through Sage's slow ability. I think that's the primary thing for it. I haven't figured out if it's like really, really, really helpful for if it's actually super necessary. I think going around a corner might be a little bit helpful if you're trying to cross a corner that you... Let's say you're forced to cross this corner right here, no matter what. Like, you're forced to run from here to here. You know, instead of sprinting across, it might be harder for them if you b-hop, because it'll make your body a little bit harder to you know, get shot at, or get hit, or get headshot. So that is a benefit of b-hopping. But you can do that with spacebar. You don't have to have your keybind on mouse wheel. My flash is my left mouse click, and my stun is my other mouse click. And the reason I do this, I put all of my keybinds on my mouse like that, is because I'm not going to be shooting when I'm using my abilities. So it's no problem if I have to take my thumb off the side of my mouse to click an ability, or take my middle finger and use my mouse wheel, or use my index finger on my mouse wheel. It's fine. And I want to focus my keybinds on my keyboard with my left hand. This is my left hand, by the way. I have inverted camera. My keyboard hand, I want it to be only on movement. But my fingers are always on WASD. My pinky is on shift, so I can sprint whenever I want. And my thumb can either crouch or it can jump. And then my primary is Q, and my secondary is E, and my knife is C. How's that your left hand? I have an inverted camera too, so I have it showing the gameplay, towards the gameplay. This is my right hand. This is my left hand. My keyboard is over here. My mouse is right here. It's just inverted on the camera. Positioning is holding angles where you only have to hold one angle at a time, but you have options for others. And what I mean by that is, let's go to the A bomb point. So let's say you are, you plant the bomb and you're right. You have the bomb right here and you're holding near the point. There's a lot of different angles you can hold here. So this one is pretty good. Because you can watch a lot of different stuff and you have cover behind this thing. Let's say a bad player, after they plant the bomb, they'll hold like right here. So the reason this spot is really bad is because, yeah, you do have cover, but the problem is you can watch this, but you don't really have line of sight up here.